Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. For today's video, we have a very exciting adoption vlog where I'm going to be bringing home a second bunny. For those of you who may not know, my current rabbit Luna lost her partner back in December. Her partner was actually her brother, and they had been bonded together for 5.5 years when he passed away, and for the past 2 to 3 months Luna has been alone without another rabbit companion. And as social animals, rabbits really do thrive and they do best with companionship. So today I'm going to begin to start the process, or update you guys about the process of getting Luna a friend. We have already picked out a rabbit from my local rabbit rescue. I've actually been in touch with them since my rabbit Crow passed away in December, because I wanted to go ahead and let them know that I would be looking for a new rabbit in the coming months to be a companion for Luna. So now it's been a couple months and I had to take a couple vacations and wanted to get those out of the way before I really had time to bring a new rabbit home and really start the bonding process. So today is going to be a whole video about me setting up for my new bunny, bringing him home, and just sort of how his first few days are. This is not going to be a bonding process video. The process that I will do bonding Luna and her new companion will be a whole separate video, because I am going to be doing side-by-side living for at least a couple weeks. So there will be no bonding right off the bat. We're going to take it very slow with side-by-side living. But the bunny that I will be taking home, I will put a photo of him on the screen. I have met with the rabbit rescue, we've talked about it, and we decided that he is sort of the best bet to try and bond with Luna. So this little guy was actually found on the side of the road, I want to say a month or so ago. He has since been neutered, all good, his health is all good. He's been with his foster family, and he is now ready to be adopted out and hopefully be a good companion for Luna. We are not sure of his age, just because obviously he was found on the side of the road, but my personal guess would be pretty young, probably around ages 1 and 2. But what we're going to be doing today is I'm actually going to be setting up the living pen situation that I will be doing for the side-by-side living for Luna and the new rabbit. No name for him as of yet. If it doesn't work out with Luna, I don't want to get too attached and already have named him. So at the moment, I don't have a name in mind, but what we're going to be doing today is setting up those pens. And I'm going to be walking you through sort of how I set up the pens for side-by-side living, what I'm going to be doing, and what the rescue recommended I do for side-by-side living. And then once the pens are set up, I will be sending a photo to the rescue to verify that I am all set, everything is good to go. And then from there, we will set up a date for me to take him home. So let's go ahead and move into my living room, and I will show you all where we're gonna set the pens up. All right guys, so this is where we are going to be setting up the 2 pens. As you can see, this is where we currently have our futon, but this wall here behind me is about 8 feet long, so I'm going to be able to do 2 pens along this wall. So I'm gonna have to find a new place for the futon. Not really sure where it's going yet in the living room, but what I'm going to be doing is getting this futon out of the way, setting up the 2 pens, and then I'm going to go ahead and put Luna into her pen just so she can relearn where her litter box is, because we will obviously be moving her litter box from her old area to her new pen. So she will go in the pen for a little bit just to learn her new area, but I will still obviously allow her to have free roam time outside of her pen. And then when the new bunny comes home, we'll be doing it a little bit differently for free roam, but I will be getting to that later in the video once that, he's home and that becomes something we have to work out. For now, I'm gonna set up these pens, and yeah. everyone. So it is now the next weekend and today is a day that I am bringing him home. I am actually leaving in about 10 minutes to go get him, and I don't think I mentioned this earlier in the video. I think I forgot, but I am technically fostering him for the first 8 weeks, so it's a foster to adopt situation. So I have 8 weeks to foster him, try and bond him with Luna, see how they get along, and if it doesn't work, he will go back to the rescue and find another foster and hopefully another future permanent home. So there's no like hard commitment until I can see if they bond or not. So I'm going to meet his current foster mom in about 15 minutes, and I thought I would just show you guys real quick the finished pen setup. So this is his finished pen. The pen is a little bit shorter than the one that I had already for Luna. I think it's about 30 inches instead of 36. I thought I was purchasing the same size pen, but clearly not. So I tried not to put any hides near here that he could jump on top of and use to jump out. So I put in a tunnel and then this little triangle, nothing he can jump on top of. And then his water dish, some toys, and his litter box, and that's pretty much it for his pen. It's pretty simple. And then here is my carrier. I just cleaned it out and got it ready for him. And then this is what I did to separate the pens, at least for the first couple days or weeks, depending on how they get along. This way, if any of them is feeling aggressive, they cannot get to each other through the pens. This is a 2x4, so they have 4 inches of space here. Even if they push on the pens, they cannot actually touch. If they seem to be doing well side by side, I'll remove this, but the rescue recommended to do this to start off with, just to make sure if I'm not home, there's nothing that can happen because they can't actually reach each other unsupervised. And then this is Luna's pen. She is locked up in there right now. Over the past week, I have slowly been getting her used to spending more time in the pen. She has been a free roam rabbit for over the past year, so she's not really used to being put into a smaller space, even for short periods of time. So I slowly worked her up to being in this pen. I would put her in here for a couple hours while I ran errands, and then maybe 4 or 5 hours while I was at work. And eventually I've worked her up to being in here overnight. So she spent the past 2 nights in the pen. So this way, when he comes home in just a couple minutes, she will already be used to being confined to her pen, and she won't associate that with him coming home. So we are about to leave to go get him. I'm so excited, but so nervous, just because so much of it hinges on how Luna feels about him, and that's obviously something that's completely out of my control. So yeah, I'm just gonna go meet his foster mom and then bring him home. All right guys, so we just got home. Here he is. He's so small compared to Luna. I think he's a little bit smaller than her, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put him in the pen, see how she feels about him. But his foster said that he adjusts really well to new spaces, and he's very sweet. So I'm really excited to go ahead and put him in the pen, so let's just do that. Alright guys, so it is much later in the evening, and you can see he is right here behind me. I did let him out, as you guys saw, for free roam earlier. Since he was doing really well adjusting, I did feel comfortable doing free roam on the first day. Normally I wouldn't really do that, but he seemed to have no issues at all adjusting to the environment, so we let him out for about an hour to run around, explore. It seemed really good because afterwards he was laying down and relaxing when he went back in his pen. So I think free roaming allowed him to get out some of that energy. And he clearly is ready for more free roam time, but currently Luna is getting her free roam time. It is going to be a bit of management, trying to make sure they both get equal amounts of free roam time, but Luna's been free roaming for the past few hours, so in a bit she will go back in her pen, they will eat their veggies for dinner, and then he will have probably an hour or more so of free roam before I go to bed tonight. But I am just so excited to have him. He is so sweet, he's so cute, he's teeny tiny too, he's really small compared to Luna. I would say he's probably like half to 3/4 of her size. I don't know if you guys can see it right now, but I have a baby gate that separates the living room from my hallway, and he squeezed through. He squeezed through the holes in the baby gate. He's so small. So I'm gonna have to sort of DIY something to make sure he can't continue to squeeze through the baby gate. Right now I have these tubs blocking it, but he is just very adventurous, very outgoing. I'm sure part of that is him being a younger rabbit. I've really only had older and senior rabbits, as Luna is. So having a young rabbit that wants to run and explore and jump, and it's just very new to me, and it's very exciting. And he has been very sweet, and all of his interactions with Luna so far through the bars have seemed very positive. When they're both in their pens, they can't really touch each other with that barrier that I have there with the 2x4, but when one of them is free roaming, they can get a little bit closer, and I'm able to observe, and so far it seemed quite positive. He did get a little bit spooked earlier, I think, by the pen moving or a sound or something, and that spooked her back, and they kind of were a little anxious there at the bars. But so far it's really seemed pretty positive, mostly just sniffing and completely neutral body language. So I'm feeling pretty good so far, just as them first day side-by-side companions. Obviously over the next few weeks of side-by-side living, I'll continue to evaluate how they feel about each other and how they're seeming to get along through the bars before I begin the bonding process. So yes, very exciting. I don't have a name for him yet. I'm assuming by the time this video comes out, you guys will have seen in the title or in the thumbnail what his name is. Currently, I'm struggling very hard to think of an appropriate name to give him. I'm hoping one will just come to me over the next few days, and it'll just feel like a right fit. But yeah, in a bit I'm going to feed them their veggies, and then I will trade them out, and he will get some more free roam time. You want your veggies? Hi. Hi. Here. Set them down. Oh, there we go. Yummy. Hello guys, good morning. Good morning. Hi. I do not know who to give free roam time to first. Gosh, this is hard. I think I'm gonna do Luna first. Hi baby. And then I'll give him some. Okay Luna, I'll let you out. Here you go babe. Here you go. And then you'll go out next. Hi. Hi, good morning. Hi, sweetheart. Hi. Let me get your pellets. Here you go. Hi, buddy. Here, Luna. Luna. They're in here. And I'll get him his pellets. I don't know what brand of pellets he was getting at his foster home, but he has been loving the Oxbow Garden that I feed. So no issues with him switching pellets. So I'll give Luna probably a little bit of time out of her pen. Normally after about 30 minutes or so, she goes and she lays back down in her pen. She's not that active. So when she goes and she lays back down and she seems to be like taking a break and a nap from free roaming, then I'll switch to him. He's definitely more active since he's younger and everything. So once she sort of puts herself back in her pen to go to sleep, then I'll let him out. But yeah, good morning, guys. Looks like we had a successful first night. He's so small. I think it's gonna take me forever to get over how small he is. He also is extremely consistent with his litter box. You guys can see he's using that exact corner right there, so I'm probably gonna actually have to spot clean his litter box soon. Luna uses her entire thing, but he seems very, very consistent, which honestly, I'm grateful for. He seems to have had no accidents and just took right to it. So good job, buddy. I just made him this enrichment puzzle toy. If I can reach in and put it down. Here you go, buddy. We'll see if he can figure out this puzzle toy with his pellets in it. It's the evening now. It's about 9 p.m. and I've given Luna her evening free roam time, and then I will switch to him having some free roam time before bed. So she'll be out for probably the next hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'll give him about an hour and a half as well. I've been trying to split it as evenly as possible, trying to make sure they each get 4 hours a day, but that is basically 8 hours of me trying to supervise their free roam time, at least for now, until I feel comfortable letting them be close up against the pen gate. They did have a bit of, I would say, a little disagreement earlier. Luna was up here against his pen, and I think he did some grunting. There was definitely grunting. I think it was him, some grunting, and he did some light pawing, boxing at the barrier here, but since then they've sniffed and had a bunch of positive interactions since then. So it could just be that, you know, he's still getting used to her. He was upset that she was free roaming and he wasn't. You know, could be a lot of things. It wasn't one negative interaction, you know, isn't going to make or break a future bond. Obviously, it's only the second day of having him home, but balancing free roam time is definitely going to be a problem. I feel like I'm like a mother trying to give her children like equal amounts of Christmas gifts. I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but like trying to make sure they both get equal time with me and equal time outside of their pens. It'll definitely be a challenge as I start, you know, working. I had yesterday and today off from work, so I literally like haven't had to leave the house for more than a couple hours, so they've been able to get plenty of free roam time. But starting tomorrow, I have class and work, so I will try my best to maximize free roam time while still making sure it's equal for the both of them. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge, but so far so good. And he seems to be figuring out this enrichment puzzle pretty good, and I'll touch back in with you all in a bit when we rotate free roam and he has his turn. All right, everyone, so it is now Thursday, so it's been about 4 or 5 days since I brought him home, and everything seems to be going fairly well for the most part. I've been trying to do alternating free roam as much as possible. They seem to be having positive / like neutral interactions through the bars. Sometimes they will just sniff. Sometimes they do box at the bars and get a little bit upset or territorial. This only really happens when one of them is out free roaming. It doesn't happen when they're both in the pens. So I'm going to be sort of monitoring that. I did actually just swap them, so I switched them in the pen so they can be in each other's pens, sort of get their scent everywhere so that they don't start to like claim their pen as their own and then get overly territorial along those borders. So doing some scent swapping right now, and I'm hoping that that sort of helps that territorialness and that behavior. Overall, they really just seem mostly curious about each other, and the boxing seems to be a side effect of like jealousy that the other one is free roaming or territorialness over their pen. So I'm hoping through like continued flopping of their scents that will decrease. If it seems to get worse, I will be like not doing free roam, or I will be like covering the pens with a blanket so they can't see each other free roam. Those are some of the techniques that my other rabbit owners that I know have recommended to me or that I've heard about. Like I said, official rabbit bonding video will be out a month or 2 from now after I finish completing the bonding process, or attempt to complete it depending on how it goes. Rabbit bonding is very complex. If you guys have done it before or you've researched it at all, for every person who does something and has success with it, there's someone else who does that same thing and it doesn't work or it ruins the bond. So like for every method, there's also like an anti-method, like a reason not to. At least from what I've seen, everything that someone does that works, there's always someone who does it and it doesn't work. There's no like surefire way to success. Obviously, learning rabbit body language, rabbit behaviors, learning what that means, and getting to know your rabbits as individuals with individual personalities instead of, you know, approaching the bonding assuming your rabbits are going to behave like other people's rabbits do. That obviously is the best course of action. Obviously, before I do the official bonding where they're actually in the same space, no bars, neutral area, all of that, I will be brushing up on rabbit bonding videos, researching all that. I've already done a ton, but always good to have that fresh in my mind before I go into that. But I would say so far, side by side, don't think it's leaning either way, working, not working. Obviously no immediate overt aggression behavior or like continued aggression, mostly curious, mostly interested. I would say that's pretty neutral, maybe slightly positive, but I don't think it's necessarily going one way or the other yet, and obviously you really can't tell till they're in the same space, till they're in that neutral area doing the bonding. So we shall see in the future if it works. Like I said, I have 8 weeks of fostering him and doing this and attempting to bond to sort of feel all of that out. He does not have a name. I have been thinking for days and days and days since I brought him home, and I've had people leave so many great suggestions over on my Instagram. I've tried out a few. My friends have come up with some. My boyfriend suggested some, and nothing is sticking. Nothing is feeling like it's quite right for him. So I'm gonna post this video with him having no name. So if you guys have suggestions, if you have ideas, please leave a comment down below if you have any idea what I should name him. I'm going to take my time with it. My boyfriend even suggested it's honestly a good idea not to officially name him or really get too attached until we see if the bonding works or not. So far, I've just been calling him Buddy to sort of get his attention, or like other common like names you just call a pet. Like, I haven't really tried out a name that I've stuck with it. I'm hoping over the next few weeks something good comes to me, and obviously that in the future they're bonding, it will work. So yes, that is where I am ending this adoption vlog. It was very exciting. He is such a sweetheart. He's so energetic. He's so fun. Obviously he's younger, so he's gonna get into more stuff. I definitely have to watch him when he's out free roaming. Also just to watch his interactions with Luna and everything. But he's just so great. I really love him. So I'm really, really hoping that it works out with them. This is all very, very new to me as far as bunny bonding goes. But obviously I know Luna and I'm getting to know him, and I'm hoping that, you know, that knowledge of their personalities will help me when I do the official bonding in a few weeks' time. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did. Comment suggestions for his name, and also subscribe to see more updates about him and, you know, that bonding video in the future. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you again soon with another video. Bye-bye.